Welcome to the top 10 haunted theme parks in America, where thrills go far beyond the roller coasters. These parks may offer fun by day, but by night, they tell a different story. From ghostly riders to abandoned attractions with dark pasts. Buckle up, this ride is about to get chilling. 1. Six Flags Great Adventure, New Jersey, USA. They say the screams at Six Flags Great Adventure don't always come from the rides. Hidden behind the thrill of roller coasters is a dark history that refuses to stay buried. Back in 1984, a tragic fire broke out in the haunted castle attraction, claiming the lives of 8 teenagers. Visitors today still report sudden chills, flickering lights, and the faint smell of smoke in the air near the site, though it was demolished long ago. Some even claim to hear whispers echoing through the park at night, or to see shadowy figures darting between trees. Employees have quit after hearing footsteps in empty halls or encountering icy blasts in summer. So next time you visit, pay close attention, because not every scream is for fun, and some ghosts still want to finish their ride. 2. Chippewa Lake Amusement Park, Ohio, USA. Once a place of laughter and joy, Chippoa Lake Amusement Park in Ohio now lies in haunting silence, swallowed by nature and time. It was abandoned in 1978, but the echoes of its past still linger. Locals whisper of ghostly music playing from rusted speakers, and of phantom riders seen swaying on the old carousel long after it stopped turning. Some say the spirit of a little girl, drowned in the nearby lake, wanders the park at dusk, her wet footprints appearing on dry concrete. Others speak of a former park worker who hanged himself in the funhouse, and whose presence is felt through sudden cold gusts and flickering shadows. The trees have reclaimed the rides, but something else has claimed the park. And when the wind howls through the broken Ferris wheel, it doesn't just sound like the past, it sounds like a warning. 3. Joyland Amusement Park, Wichita, Kansas, USA. Joyland once lived up to its name, a vibrant park filled with the sound of laughter and the music of its iconic Wurlitzer organ. But after it closed in 2006, joy turned to dread. Now, the rusted rides creak with no wind, and graffiti-covered walls seem to breathe in the dark. The park's most unsettling tale surrounds Louis the Clown, the animatronic figure who once played the organ. After the park shut down, Louis went missing, only to be found years later in a former employee's home, sparking rumors that he was more than just a machine. Locals report seeing him still, eyes glowing faintly, peering from the shadows. Others speak of a child's laughter echoing from the empty roller coaster tracks, and of footsteps pacing in the funhouse long after midnight. Joyland may be closed, but something inside never left, and it's still playing its tune for those who dare to listen. 4. Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay, Florida, USA. Beneath the bright lights and exotic themes of Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay lies a history darker than its cheerful facade suggests. Before the park was built, the land was rumored to be sacred Seminole ground. Disturbed, some say, by construction, strange things began to happen. Employees have reported eerie whispers in empty corridors, sudden equipment malfunctions, and even full apparitions vanishing into thin air. One tale centers around the Moroccan Palace Theater, where shadowy figures have been seen on stage long after the curtains close. Guests have claimed to feel cold spots and unseen hands brushing against them on warm Florida nights. Even the animals seem to sense something, staring into the distance, growling at nothing. Security footage has caught doors slamming on their own and flickers of movement where no one stood. Busch Gardens may offer thrills by design, but some thrills, it seems, weren't part of the attraction. 5. Cedar Point, Sandusky, Ohio, USA. Cedar Point may be known as the roller coaster capital of the world, but thrill seekers aren't the only ones roaming its grounds. Built on a former beach resort from the 1800s, the park has a haunted past as deep as Lake Erie itself. The most chilling legend surrounds the Hotel Breakers, where the ghost of a woman in white is said to wander the halls, mourning a lost lover who drowned nearby. Guests report hearing sobbing from empty rooms, doors slamming on their own, and lights flickering violently in the dead of night. But the spirits aren't confined to the hotel. Over by the Frontier Trail, employees whisper about a ghostly lumberjack who appears during closing shifts, dragging his axe through the mist. Some say he's searching for something or someone he lost long ago. Even the rides themselves aren't safe. The carousel is said to start spinning by itself, playing music from nowhere. At Cedar Point, the thrills might stop at midnight, but the haunting never does. 6. Six Flags, New Orleans, Louisiana, USA. What was once a place of joy and laughter now stands frozen in time, decaying, silent, and soaked in sorrow. Six Flags. New Orleans was abandoned after Hurricane Katrina struck in 2005, flooding the park and leaving it to rot. But some say not everything left when the waters receded. The rusted rides groan in the wind, as if aching to move again. Locals claim to hear carnival music drifting through the swampy air, though the speakers have been dead for years. Shadowy figures are seen wandering between broken attractions, vanishing when approached. One of the eeriest stories tells of a little boy, soaking wet, seen staring blankly at the ruined Ferris wheel before disappearing into the mist. Drone footage has captured strange movements, shapes shifting through the wreckage, too fast and too large to be animals. Police and urban explorers alike have reported a heavy, unshakable presence in the park. At Six Flags New Orleans, it's not just abandoned, it's haunted by memories that refuse to die. 7. Williams Grove, Amusement Park, Pennsylvania, USA. Tucked away in rural Pennsylvania, Williams Grove Amusement Park once echoed with the sounds of laughter, music, and childhood joy. But after closing in 2005, it became a ghost town of rusting rides and crumbling dreams. And some say, a magnet for the supernatural. Built in the 1850s and surviving generations of change, the park carries a heavy energy, as if the past never left. Locals tell stories of a young boy who died on the carousel in the early 1900s. Now, the ride reportedly turns on its own, the haunting melody echoing through the empty grounds. Shadowy figures are seen darting between the old funhouse and the bumper cars, and disembodied voices whisper from the trees. Paranormal investigators have recorded sudden drops in temperature, unexplained EMF spikes, and even chilling voices saying, "Don't go." At night, the place feels alive, but not with people. At Williams Grove, it's not just the rides that are broken. It's the boundary between the living and the dead. 8. River Country Water Park, Bay Lake, Florida, USA. Once the first water park at Disney World, River Country was a beloved oasis of fun and sun, until it mysteriously closed in 2001. What was left behind? An eerie reminder of a bygone era, now claimed by nature and decay. Rumors swirl about the park's sudden abandonment, and some believe the waters may be haunted. Visitors speak of strange sounds, like children laughing or splashing, echoing through the stillness of the long empty pools. Others report seeing shadowy figures drifting past the remains of the water slides. But the most chilling story centers on a swimmer who disappeared in the 80s, never to be found. Ever since, it's said that his spirit wanders the waters, searching for peace. Though Disney officially closed River Country, it feels as though something else closed it. And on quiet nights, Some claim you can still hear the splash of water and perhaps the faint echo of a forgotten scream. 9. Silven Beach Amusement Park, New York, USA. Nestled along the shores of Oneida Lake, Silven Beach Amusement Park may seem charming by day. But when the sun goes down, its darker history begins to whisper through the night. One of the oldest amusement parks in the country, it's been the site of countless legends and eerie occurrences. Employees have long reported seeing a tall, shadowy figure lurking near the Galaxy roller coaster, only to vanish without a trace. In the historic Hotel Sylvan, which stands nearby, guests often wake to find their belongings mysteriously moved, or the sensation of someone sitting at the edge of their bed. Cold spots and sudden bursts of laughter in empty rooms have become so frequent that ghost hunters now flock to the area. Even the arcade has its secrets, with games turning on by themselves and lights flickering in rhythm, almost like a pulse. At Silven Beach, the spirits don't hide, they play along, and they're always waiting for their next turn. 10. Kings Island Amusement Park, Mason, Ohio, USA. Kings Island may thrill millions with its towering coasters and family rides, but behind the excitement lies a haunted legacy that refuses to stay buried. Built near the site of a 19th century graveyard, the park has long been a magnet for paranormal activity. The most famous ghost? A little girl in a blue dress, seen skipping near the racer roller coaster, giggling softly before vanishing into thin air. Employees call her Tram Girl, and many believe she's the spirit of a child who died on the grounds long ago. But she's not alone. In the park's old theater, crew members report doors slamming shut, cold drafts in sealed rooms, and whispers that seem to come from the stage itself. Security guards have quit after seeing figures walking the park after hours, only to disappear when followed. Some even claim to hear cries from the nearby woods, where the original cemetery once stood. At Kings Island, the rides bring the screams, but not all of them come from the living. Still think theme parks are just about fun and games? These haunted destinations prove otherwise. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more eerie adventures. And remember, not all screams come from joyrides.